everybody, welcome back to Stitching Big Things with Hallie. I'm Hallie, thanks so much for joining me again today. Today is Friday, December 30th, 2020. We've almost made it, you guys, that's great. I want to welcome all new viewers who may be checking me out for the first time. Welcome, hopefully you'll find something inspiring here today. And if you're a regular routine viewer, welcome back guys, so good to see you again. Thanks for joining me. Today will be a little different than normal. We're going to start, I'm going to kind of combine my normal regular update because it has been almost a week and a half since I checked in, and I have some projects I've been working on. And also I want to do my WIP Parade before the end of the year. So, and with Fridays being my normal recording day, and with it being Christmas on one day and New Year's on the next day, or the next Friday, I'm kind of splitting the difference. So this will be a little longer video, and it'll be the only one for probably another week and a half. So get your drink, get a snack, get your stitching, we'll settle in. We're gonna go a little bit out of order also to make it a little easier. So first, I hope everybody had a wonderful and safe Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Boxing Day, whatever it is you celebrate. I hope you all got some time to relax and rest with your friends and family. It was wonderful here. We did nothing. So it was, other than celebrating with just, you know, the six of us and the girlfriends that come in and out regularly. So it was wonderful. It was nice. My husband's got this week off. All the kids are all home. So again, as always, for the last few weeks, if you hear anything in the background, don't be alarmed. There are a few of them that are awake. So, but I'm trying to get this done before the majority of them get up and moving. So let's get started. I think we're going to go a little bit out of order today. I'm going to start with some haul. Surprisingly, I keep on buying. I don't, you know, I'm doing no new starts, but that doesn't mean I can't buy and be ready for 2022. Let's start off with some of my clubs that I normally show you. This was the wrap up of the Crazy Annie Stitching Picture This Plus Fabric of the Month Club. I do two colorways. I do a color and a neutral. I don't know which are the color and which are the neutral in this, but also in this club, it's like a baker's dozen club. So I get the 12, and at the end of the year, I get an extra one. So I normally get 2 fabrics a month. This month, because of the baker's dozen, I have 4 fabrics to show. And again, they're all very wonderful. They could be color and neutral. So we'll just get to it. This one is Picture This Plus Icon. Of course, I always get the 28 count Lugana. And I do get a fat half. It's lovely. Gorgeous, gorgeous blue. So that'll make a wonderful addition to my stash. Then there came out another blue. Hermosa, 28 count. This one's a little more purpley. It's will be great for Halloween fabrics. Really any design will be lovely. Those two are probably the color. These are probably my neutrals if I had to guess. This is Picture This Plus Dapple. Kind of a silvery gray, yeah, really silvery gray, great neutral. Easy, a lot of things are gonna pop on this, and I get a big enough piece that, you know, I can usually get a couple different, let me fold it the other way, so I will be able to read the tag when it goes into storage. So this will be good for lots of different items. And then the last one, this is kind of a favorite, and I'm so glad I got another piece of it. Picture This Plus Relic. So lovely tan, taupey, neutral. So those were great. I was so happy to see that come in. Next year, Crazy Annie Stitching, they're not doing Picture This Plus. I can't remember who they're doing, but when I start getting those, I signed up, and I think I'm only getting one next year. I think I did one instead of two, but I will be sure to show those when they come in. Sorry, there's going to be a little crinkle. I usually try and take things out of the bag. I was not as prepared today. I was too busy getting everything gathered up. This is my Weeks Dye Works Floss Frenzy that I get from Fat Quarter Shop. Here are the different colors in there today. This is a red pack. What they do is they have gathered reds, different colors that are the same hue, and put them all together. I get 2 of them. I get a Classic Color Works and I get this Weeks Dye Works. I'm trying to stretch these out because again, I wasn't prepared. So sorry guys if I dropped one. Okay. So this one is called Heritage. These are particular collection is called Heritage Red. So lovely reds. Again, if you have been here before, you've heard me say this probably say it every time I put this out there, because this is why I like this particular collection. Some of them come with a variety of different color, there's lots of different floss clubs out there. This one works for me because I am not very good at subbing out colors. And sometimes just a minor change in color will make the difference. But I don't know my flosses well enough. I don't know Weeks' color scheme well enough to know that, oh, I need this one and not this one, that will match what I'm trying to change. So I love these because they're very subtle changes. It gives me 4 or 5 options of different reds that I can use to substitute into something. So that's why this particular club works really well for me, because I like to have those subtle changes grouped all together. I keep them all together and store them all together, and then pull out what I need and then try and put it back so that until I get it used up. So for me, it works really well. Okay, I did buy a couple patterns. This first one I found, it was free. So I saw this on Facebook and jumped all over it. This is the Owl Forest embroidery kit. This is Merry Christmas. So I loved this. I saw Pam from Pam and Steph. She grabbed it this week as well. So super excited. It is not on my, that did not make it into, because we had to have our list in for No New Starts 2021. That needed to be in December 13th, I believe. I did not get this till Christmas or right around Christmas. So this will be for the following year, but I am going to do those. And my goal is going to be to find a way to somewhat hang them together like this. Find a way to string them along so that they all go together, so that they're like that. They're not just spread out over the tree. So I will work on that in the future. HADE also had a sale. I can't remember if it was 50% off, 40% off. I don't know. It was a sale. They run them periodically. And I had been looking at these 2 particular projects for a while. I have no intentions of starting them, of course, because of No New Starts. And I have a lot of full coverage going on, but they spoke to me. Apparently I am feeling color, needing a little color in my life. I have looked at this one for a while, Sunflower Cottage. I'm not sure why that speaks to me. It's not really my jam, other than it's really colorful, and I love that. This is by Donna Gelsinger, charted, of course, by HADE. So there's that one. And then this one I've seen a number of people doing. The Rocking Stitcher, Jemima, she's doing it. Hers is gorgeous. So, and I love these little dragons. If you guys have been with me anytime, you know that I love Randall Spangler's little dragons. So this is artwork by Randall Spangler. So Many Books, So Little Time, artwork by Randall Spangler, charted by Heaven and Earth. So there you go. Get a good picture of those sweet little dragons and those books. So again, no immediate plans, but nice to have in my stash. So because it's been a week and a half, I do have a number of projects that I worked on. And this first one, actually, as I was getting myself ready for No New Starts, I came across this one in my stash that I had not worked on in quite some time. And it inspired me to go ahead and put it on my list. So I did. And once I got it on my list, I had to do one of them. So this is probably, it won't be my last finish. You're going to see what my last finish of the year is going to be. But this is this week's finish. This is, if you guys know me at all, prim is not my style. Small, I love small ornaments. I love small things like that, but generally small is not my jam. I generally go towards a bigger item. These particular items, this is Little House Needleworks, the holiday series. This particular series I saw in a LNS, and they were done up kind of as a like a flat fold. And they were propped up, and they had like the little town propped up, and I was just enamored. I had to have every single one of them. I bought every single one of them. I bought enough fabric so I could do it, and I've done a few of them, but my goal is to continue to keep working on them, because I do want to have that. I just love that little series, that little idea of the little town set up somewhere in my home. So the one I worked on this week happens to be, what is this one? Grandma's House. And you can see they all still have the tag. They were $7. I don't know if that's a good deal or not, but I bought them. This I'm doing all of it. I bought enough fabric to do all of it it's a 30 count sunflower seed. So it was just what they had that was big enough, and it was kind of what they had done, a very neutral color, what they had done. And so there it is. These are super, super fast. They work up pretty well. It's a cute little series. I've enjoyed it very much. So this is the one that I did this week. I have done, what is this one? The Firehouse. I did the Firehouse, and I have also done the train station. So those are the three I have. I've got lots more fabric to put on them. I'm going to do another grouping down this side, and then I'll cut them up and make them into, probably do little flat folds so they'll stand up again, like I saw in the LNS. So also, guys, so we did haul. These are my current WIPs that I worked on this week, but this is also part of my WIP Parade. So this is the first one in the WIP Parade. I am going to real quick, just so you guys know, I'm going to run through the other choices that I have. I have a bunch of them here that I can work on this year. And I would like to get a few of these done. You know, even 5 or 6 would be great. Caroline Quartet, love him. The Pet Store. And sorry, I didn't take any of these out. Normally I would do that again, but I was busy gathering everything. But that's okay. You can get an idea. I'll try and get the glare off. This is the Sweet Shop. And you guys have probably seen these, seen other people do them. So this is the Schoolhouse. The Bookstore. I love this one. I can't wait to do this one. Put our name on it. My House. The Toy Store, the Needle Workshop, that's a sweet one, and the Town Church. So there may be more of these out there, and I may look around for them, but right now I got enough in my pile to definitely keep me busy. So let me check my notes, because I do have some notes here, because I'm notorious for not telling you guys all of the information that is needed for each project. Name of the project, Hometown Holiday Series, Little House Needleworks, 30 count fabric, sunflower seed. I'm doing 2/1. I'm doing the called for colors. The majority of them are classic color works with a few DMC thrown in. So I'm doing all the called for colors, 2 over 1. All right. Tuck these under so they don't slide over. The next thing I worked on this week, and I almost hesitated to show you guys this because I probably got 300 stitches in over the week and a half, but you're hardly gonna be able to see it because they were like little stray stitches. This is my McChristmas, but I did want to move him along a little bit, and I'm just about ready to get down. I've got to finish this little ball up here, and then I'm gonna be moving on down to his face and his beard. So this, I am stitching this on 28 count Venetian stone, 2 over 2. And you guys will see, you can't see, it's all up and through here, and I can't even, they're little like random, of course it's really light. Let's see if I do this, if it'll help. Like little random colored stitches that, you know, there's just 1 or 2 or 5 or 6. And so once I got done with the majority of those in the top of the hat, sorry about that, guys, that was my home phone that rang, which usually just means somebody's trying to sell me something. So as I was saying, as I do my stitches in here that I need, it's usually 1 color stitch here, and then I started some of the beard. Little needle out of the way so I don't stab myself. Then I just started because I could still reach it from where I was at. So as soon as I get this done, we're gonna move everything down, and then I can really start going to town. And this pattern works on Pattern Keeper. This is Cariad cross stitch designs. These do work in Pattern Keeper. You can find them on Facebook. And she has a variety of different stuff. She is in England, super helpful. Reach out to her, find what you need. Name of the project, McChristmas, Cariad cross stitch design, fabric count, what did I say? 28 count Venetian stone. I'm doing 2 over 2, all the called for colors. So, okay, next is, you guys saw this last week, I worked just a little bit more on it, kind of got all the problems that I had encountered the week before taken care of. That is Quaker Christmas 2. I love this one. I love Christmas carols, and it was very good in the Christmassy season to feel good about this one. So as you remember, last time I had told you I had stitched all of this middle. It was off by 1 stitch right there, the very first stitch. So I had to rip it all out. So I spent the majority of the time putting it back in. I went ahead and went over here, completed the rest. This is the page break, went over, completed the rest of this. I do have a little wording that starts in here, but I was gonna wait till I got the rest of this in to put my words in. Went up and did the angel, did the flower, got some of these extra little goodies in. So moving along, I think I've got one other thing up here, and then I'm ready to move on to the next page over here. So this is done on a 28 count, just a white opalescent, you can see it's a little sparkly, fabric that I got at a local needlework shop. I don't know who the manufacturer is. Doesn't really matter. I'm doing 2 over 2. The color choices that I am doing, it's basically a 2-tone item, is Classic Colorworks Ribbon Red. And then for the green, I'm doing Blue Spruce. So those are, it's that one. So happy I got a little farther. Got my issues taken care of for that particular item. Oh, that's the bag that goes with that. I'm trying to keep it all together for some sort of semblance when I get done with this video. This is the second last time you're gonna see this, you guys. We are in the home stretch for Stitchin' Mommy's Temperature Tree. For those of you who do not know, this is a temperature item I started on January 1st. Every leaf corresponds with a day of the year, and you have a temperature chart. You find the high temperature and you stitch that color for each leaf. So I am doing mine on 18 count Heartland by Picture This Plus. I am doing 2/1. A couple of times ago, I did tell you I added this 2020 in there. This is the color range going from the warmest to the coldest. I have not had any of those coldest, so it was fun to actually add them into the piece because I'm hoping in the next few days we're not gonna, I live in Texas, so we don't, I got the best range for the highs. It had a few more lows than what we generally get. But we've been known to have, you know, some ice storms and things like that that get cold. So I have 4 more days left to do because this is the 30th. I'm 2 days behind, but that's okay. I'm going to get those stitched up. I got 4 more little leaves and then this project is done. The next time you see this will be the last time. I will pull it out, trim up my fabric and have it ironed and ready to go next time so you can see the final product. But this one's in the home stretch, so I'm super excited about that. Then I had one item that I had put on my list for no new starts. And I have had this project for a couple years and was very intimidated to start it. But, you know, we all try new things. So this is a chatelaine. I was a little intimidated by the specialty stitches and all the different types of materials that are used, but I did go ahead and put it on the list, and as a result I needed to get 200 stitches done by the 31st. So I started this week, and you guys, I got a couple thousand in because once I got started I didn't want to stop. And it is gorgeous. As everybody who does a chatelaine is going to tell you, you are not going to be able to see half of the colors. This is a good start. A lot of these holes are going to be beads. I am missing a couple threads yet. I did buy the packet from the European cross stitch store. I think that's what it's called. And they put out a kit that has all the beads, all the specialty flosses, all of that. It was missing a few specialty flosses, and I was able to find those at Thread Keepers, and so I have ordered them, and I got the notification today they've already shipped, which is great because as soon as I get them it'll be fun to start adding in. There's still some light purples and things like that. So a lot of this middle was some of the threads I was missing, so that's why I jumped out to the next ring and started it, because that was the one that I had the most of. So that's why I started where I started. But I am loving this. So I know Julie over at Stitching at the Cabin really encouraged everybody who had one or was interested in one to not be afraid and to try it. And Julie, thank you. If you happen to catch this, I am so glad that I listened to you and that you reassured me. And I did send you a private message letting you know I did get it started. I'm so pleased I did. And when I have questions or concerns, you'll be my first person that I reach out to when I don't understand the directions or I don't understand a stitch. So just be prepared. You have to finish what you started. So, but I appreciate that. This is going to be a nice long-term project and I'm looking forward to it. And it's been super fun to try something new. So, okay. I'm going to pause just for a second. It'll just be a second for you and get my WIPs set up here. The rest of the WIPs set up. That's everything that I've worked on for this week. I want to get the rest of the WIPs set up here and we'll get rolling with the rest of the WIP Parade. Okay, I hope you had a little break, took a little time, got another drink, went to the potty, whatever needed to happen. Let's continue on with our WIP Parade. I'm going to start with a couple of these different ones because they're kind of big and bulky, so we'll get them out of the way. This is Halloween Village, the Collector Series Afghan by Stony Creek. kind of a hard picture to see, so that is a little better picture there on the back. And you can see there are 30 pages in this particular item. This is where I'm at. I'm on page 3. Yeah, page 3. Sorry, I didn't open it up. If you go back and look at any of my older ones, even just a few, probably even in November, I think I worked on this bird. So I just have 1, 2, and 3 done. This is page 3. So, so this is put out by Stony Creek. Fabric count on this is whatever they're called for, which is 20 count light ash gray Lugana. Got it straight from them. They measure it and cut it to the size that you need. This is stitched 4/2. So you go through a lot of floss, but it gives you really, really, really good coverage. So super happy about this. Have not made any changes. Excited to continue to work on it. The stitching goes pretty fast. I did their Afghan series, the Christmas Afghan series, and I think I showed that in the last video. So if you want to go back and see that one, you can see I've had a couple of them get done. So the next is a bunch of little ornaments. This one is the Christmas Club #1. Shannon Christine Designs on Facebook had done a little monthly club here at the end of the month. This one is Holly Jolly. All of these I wanted to do and just get their 200 stitches in so that I could use them for No New Starts. So they don't have a lot of work at all. This one is 'Tis the Season at the bottom. Sorry. Let's get it going here, Hallie. So again, these will be great little fill-ins as I'm working on full coverage this year. So crinkle, crinkle. Sorry, I keep these, for whatever reason, I have these kind of kept in little bags. And so I didn't want to stop that. This one is December 25th. Again, just a small start. These will be fun to work on. Meet Me Under the Mistletoe. You're probably asking yourself, there's just a few hundred stitches there. Why are you putting these all? If you are aware of 2021, the No New Starts, if you would have put all of these on one piece of fabric, you would have been able to count it as one WIP and not have all these individual WIPs and have had to start each one of them. That's great. These little squares I've had, they're probably almost 25 years old. I bought them very long time ago originally, and had just held on to them, and they were kind of the perfect size and the perfect color for that little project. So I just, instead of trying to find a big piece, I just decided let's just use up what we've got in our stash. And yeah, I have to do the 200 stitches, but who cares? I'm going to stitch it all eventually anyway. So the next one that I have is Book World. And let me show you. I know you can get this on mybobbin.com. I happen to get this from probably somebody that I found out later on was probably not obeying copyright, so I'm not spreading out where I got it from or endorsing them at all, but I know mybobbin.com, you can get them from there. That's all I have so far. This is just, it came as a kit, fabric and threads. I think this is probably a 20 count. So that's a full coverage piece. Probably, I mean, it's going to be there and I want to get some work done on it, but it will not be a focus piece for me this year. This is Cookie Fairy. Love this one. Again, My Little Dragons. This is Cookie Fairy by Randall Spangler, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. You guys have seen this a lot if you've been with me. I have worked on it quite a bit over last year. And here is the stage at which I am at. So, enjoying that. Again, this is on 25 count easy grid. This is 1/1 stitching, and I will get some stitches into it, but again, not going to be my focus piece this year. I would love for it. It's one of my favorites. I would love for it to be a focus piece, maybe next year. I have some smaller ones that I do want to get finished, full coverage that I want to get finished. But I do want to continue to make some progress on these other full coverages that are not quite the priority. Let me find the picture for you. This is another little dragony. Love them. This is Trimming the Tree by Randall Spangler, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I am up here in this corner right here. This one I did on 20 count easy grid fabric. This is 1/1. There's that little light that I showed you. So, and this is another, if you guys have ever heard anybody who does the Heaven and Earth Designs talk about the process of doing it, this looks super, super red, right? This, as I'm putting in the stitches, is super, super orange. I have learned to trust the chart. I hang in there. It's whatever those last few colors are that go in, that suddenly that orange is going to turn red, and I'm going to be like, what? How does that happen? It will happen if you have a Heaven and Earth, if you're thinking, what in the world? Why does that color go there? Trust the process, keep stitching, and then step back. Because when you're not focused on this mount and you step back and look at it, suddenly the colors even out. I think Michelle does a great job over at Heaven and Earth, Heaven and Earth, of doing the color charting very well. So this next one was a stitch along that I joined this year. This was a result of this chart is not available on the market yet. This was a freebie that was celebrating the 2-year anniversary of the Garon tote bags. You guys know I love Garon tote bags. This is the bag that came with it that month, inside and outside. And this is the complimentary chart that Kathy over at Hands On Design created to go with this as a thank you for their fabric, or for their bag of the month members, for their loyalty. So they did a little stitch along. I joined in just because I thought he was super cute. I am doing this, let me grab my notes. I am doing this on 32 count moccasin by Fortnite Fabrics. I'm doing 2/2 full cross, and they did a floss pack. All of these colors are Weeks Dye Works, so you do get a little variation in there. Super fun. So I could easily see that, getting a good, I just got my, was shooting for 200 and probably finished the day. But I could see, maybe even having a finish on that one this year. So this is, I've got a string. My threads here got in my zipper. This is probably my oldest full coverage piece. I like this one a lot. And I want to have a finish. This is going to be one of my focus pieces this year. I need this lady finished. This is Pentatonic by Ink Circles. I am doing this colorway here. And I am stitching this. Sorry, I got to keep all my notes with me, guys. 28 count white fabric that was from my stash. I'm doing 2/2, I think it's like this, 2/2 full cross. And I have less than a quarter left to go. I was able, as a patron of Ink Circles, Tracy Horner over at Ink Circles, I was able to get, she would converted it so I could put this into Pattern Keeper, which made it go so much faster, because I could find, and it won't take me, this is going to probably be one of my first finishes of the new year. And this is focus number 1. So I don't know exactly how many stitches left I have in it, but that quarter, I'm thinking, you know, if I can give it some good dedicated time, like less than a week, and I can have that knocked out. So focus number 1. This is, pulling out, Cooler Classic Charts, Golden Gate Avenue. I love those colors. I love those little houses. They're just so sweet. So this is the digital rendering, you guys. Trust me, so much better than the digital rendering when you actually stitch it. I will say there's not a lick of backstitch done on this, and this one has a ton of backstitch in it. But it is gorgeous. Ignore my dirty fabric. He's going to take a bath when we get done. I'm not sure why he ended up so dirty, but that's okay. I've got one house left, so, you know, I could easily see, and I have a lot of backstitch. So, you know, but I see no reason why this one could not be finished this year. So it's a non-full coverage, but it will be one of the non-full coverage, probably a focus piece, to make sure that it does get quite a bit of time to make sure that it does get finished. So there's that one. Here is another non-full coverage. And if you guys happen to see my bags, you know I have no vinyl front bag. I have a few vinyl front bags, but I don't use them as the main bag. But after a while, you just know what's in them. Like, I knew what was in this bag. So don't be alarmed about that. I love Toten bags. In my mind, they have the best quality bags, and they are the size I need. This one is a small one. I learned that the small one does not work for me. I need a big one for my big projects. So there's the difference in the size. I need the bigger projects. They sell both, and both are equal quality. But if you're worried that you won't know what's going to be in here, guys, I have 39 projects. I don't always know what's in them, but they do have a tag. I can write on them. I don't write on the tags, but if you wanted to, you could write on the tag. And they now sell tags, so you can change these out. But you just learn. Like, I remembered what was in here. So don't be alarmed about that. Don't let that make you shy away. Okay, moving on. This is Bird of Paradise. This is another one that is, probably should have pushed hard this year and finished it. Now, you think, oh, you just have a little bit of stitching. Yeah. Let me show you the picture so you can see how many beads I have to add into this puppy. So, a ton of beads. But it is going to be gorgeous. I don't mind beading. It does not scare me. It does not bother me. I'm looking forward to it. So this is a lovely, lovely project. Oh, I didn't hold that up very long, did I? Let me go back to this. This is the Bird of Paradise mandala by Glendon Place. This is the first project that I got all of the called for colors. This is 28 count chime is the name of the fabric. It's just this golden light yellow. It's just gorgeous. And it calls for 2/2 with Dinky Dye Works. So super fun to try those out. It's the first one I've done with Dinky Dye Works, and I love them. It's the first silks I used. I love them. So you're going to see more of this kind of thing later on in some of these other bags, but this is the one I'm going to focus on and have this one done this year. Again, another non-full coverage. but there are those that I can really make a push with. Okay, this one, let me pull this out, is, you guys helped me decide this earlier in the year. I wanted to do this Cirque de Circles by Ink Circles. And you guys helped me decide that we were going to do this on Picture This Plus Spice. I had a couple of color choices, and here is my meager start. It is, I think it goes like this actually. It's going to be a big piece, but it's lovely. I am doing this with Oxide by Mrs. Sadis silks. So gorgeous yellows, greens, tans, Oxide by Mrs. Sadis silk, and blues. And I love it on this chocolatey fabric. So super excited about that. This will not, I'm going to work on this and push it along, but there's, you know, this will not become a focus piece for a while. Okay, in this bag, love this Garantone bag. Love it, love it, love it. So fun, makes me excited for what's in it. This is Fireworks Lane by the Little Stitch Girl. I am stitching this on a 16 count blue that I had from the stash. I just got my 200 stitches in there and called it quits. You think that's 200 stitches? Yeah, that's 200 stitches. There's quite a bit of stitches in there. I'm doing all called for colors. The only thing I am doing, if you can tell, I moved the White House. I wanted red, white, and blue. So I'm moving the White House over here and moving the Blue House over here. So that's the only changes that I'm making. So I started in the middle on the White House. So I am not making that a focus piece, but if I just got couple of good weeks on that, I can knock that puppy out. But it will not, I'll move it along, but not be a focus piece. This was a fun little start, kind of an impulse start. I just got my 200 stitches on it, so I haven't done much else, but we will move it down the road some. It's another HADE. I've had this one in my stash for years. This is artwork by Jeff Haney. Scaredy Cats is the name of the chart. It is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I am doing this particular one on 18 count easy grid fabric. No, it goes like that. 18 count easy grid fabric, 2/2 on 18 count. So just a minor start. Long way to go on this one, but it'll be fun to watch it develop. And again, it was kind of one of those, you've had all the flosses and the chart and everything. Why not just give it a start so you can move it down the road a little? So, okay, this next one, you guys have seen a lot of people doing this year. Seems so apropos. Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. This was a free chart. I did get it when it was free. And then I worked to make my color choices. And I did, this is 20 count Deep Red by XG Designs. And I loved the modeling that was in this particular red. I also am adding the threads. Let me see. I'm stitching this 1/1. The steel silk, it is silk from XG Designs in the colorway Steel. It's PS 95. And then the little accents I'm doing, those are going to be all the animals. So the little squirrel and the birds and so on and so forth are in at 310. So, and this, I will not complete this year, I doubt, or next year. But I want to get some good progress on that and really have pushed it down the road quite a bit, because I love that. It's gorgeous, and I would love to have that hanging in my home. Love those color choices. They scream pandemic to me. It's kind of, you guys have seen this one quite a bit. I'm looking for my cover picture. There it is in the back, along with my notes, so I make sure I tell you all the right information. She's wrinkly too. This is, what's it's called? Red Maple Fairy. I always want to call her something else. But anyway, Red Maple Fairy is her official name. Artwork by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. She is a HADE. She's charted by HADE. So, love her. And she kind of looks kind of scary at this point, I think, with her one eye. And you think, okay, this is another one of those situations. Okay, take a really good look at the picture. She's kind of got like a little shadowy mask type thing kind of here, okay? And when you look at that and you start stitching it and you're like, oh my God, it's the same color as the background. When you get back and when I get more around this, you're gonna see, this is kind of the part of her hair. You're gonna see that it's gonna blend in gorgeously. So, but right now, as you're stitching it and you're up close like this, you're like, oh my God, that eye looks horrible. Oh my God, that looks horrible. Trust the process. It will work out. It will look better, I promise. 18 count, easy grid, 2/2. I don't mind. I know I hear a lot of people talk about how thick 2/2 is on 18 count. I don't mind. I do everything in full cross. I've never tried half cross. Yeah, there's just some issues there I don't want to tackle. So I do everything full cross. So, okay. We're getting there little by little. I think total I had 39 on my no new starts this year. So we've got a few more here. The best thing I will say about getting ready for no new starts, I had to get everything gathered, is I decided, guys, I love every project I have. I love them. There is nothing I wanted to give up, nothing I didn't want to work on, nothing that I didn't go, oh yeah, I need to work on that. So that's exciting. That means I've made good choices and I'm happy with the choices that I've made. So I get this big piece of fabric unrolled. Let me show you what this is first, I guess. This is another Long Dog Samplers. This is Castles in the Air. I love this project. I wanted a very royal, regal feel. So initially I was thinking kind of royal bluish, but I didn't really have my heart set on anything. So I went to my local LNS or a LNS and I found this fabric to start with. This is 32 count silver and it's really washing out here on, it looks very whitish, but it's this gorgeous silver, but silver can either be kind of silvery blue or silvery purple. And this is really silvery purple. And I tried to put blue on it and it just did not go. And I grabbed this purple and it just sang. I don't know any other explanation. So that's what I decided to go. This particular colorway, oops, got a little fuzz there. This particular colorway is Royal Purple by Gentle Arts. And it is gorgeous. There is a little bit of modeling. You can't really, it's washing it out on the screen, but there is a little bit that goes from royal blue to royal purple. So I do get a little bit of that, but as the majority of them, I went through what they had, their stash there, and really picked out the pieces that had more purple than blue in their skeins of floss. And so I really am kind of somewhat color controlling. I'm not cutting out the blue, don't get me wrong. The blue is in there. But when I chose those colors, I chose ones that were more purpley. I'm stitching that 2/2 full cross. So there's that one. All right. And I started this year. This was my leap year new start. So I need to give him a little more attention. This, you guys have just seen fairly recently. Let me see if I can find my cover picture. It's probably underneath my project. This is one I started for No New Starts. Red is Ravishing. Again, I love those colors. As you can see, I am not a prim stitcher. I love bright, bold colors. And so that's why that prim one that I did earlier, it kind of strikes me as not my style, but I really enjoy it. So it's kind of nice. You can have multiple styles, right? Right. Okay, I have not moved this or progressed it any farther than when I did it. I have my floss stuck in there, so I keep track of what I'm actually working with when you've got a lot of flosses. So just trees is basically what I'm getting up in this area. So this is 18 count easy grid, 2/1. Red is Ravishing. The designer is Peggy Davis. It is charted by Artisy. So love that. It does work in Pattern Keeper, which you will hear me say over and over and over again. Makes life easier. This is my unicorn piece. Everybody, we've all got them. You all know. For those of you who don't know, a unicorn is the thing you've always wanted to do. It's hard to find. And when you find it, you're going to pay, you may pay more money for it than you probably would have it normal, but that's okay. This was my unicorn piece. So I was so happy to get her. This is Lady of the Flag. This particular memorabilia was done after 9/11 and was symbolizing that. So I was super happy to get her. I am doing her, it's a memorabilia, nor Corvette. I'm doing her on, I keep my string behind it. I am doing it on We the People from Fabric Flare. It is a printed fabric that has We the People. It has that in the background, and then she will be stitched over it. So I am doing the blue conversion that I was able to find on Facebook. I have seen a few people doing this. And I think using the blue conversion, I'm not sure why I haven't worked on her more this year. She was the one project that I did not meet my goal on this year in WIP Go, and I don't know why. I may be a little hesitant. Again, I've always told you guys, I'm not one to switch colors. That makes me uncomfortable. I'm a follow the rules, do what they tell me kind of gal. And so it causes me a little stress, I guess. But I'm still going to keep progressing along. And I do already have that chart spoken for. And so it will be moved on and it's not going to stop with me. So here is the next full coverage. This is going to be another one of my full coverage priority pieces, simply because of its size. The first one is the oldest one with pentatonic that I showed you. This is probably going to be number 3. So I'm going to, pentatonic first, then I'm going to do mistletoe, which I'll show you here in a little bit. And then I'm going to work on the mini Santa Nutcracker. It's all based on number of stitches left to go in the project. So I'm hoping to get as close as I can on this one, on all 3. So a lot of white that you can't see. It's really kind of hard to see. So there's quite a few stitches in there. Lots of whites and blues, or lots of whites, grays. There is plenty of blue. Lots of whites and grays to get the muff on his hat and the front of his jacket, as well as his hair. So So that's a super fun one. Excited about that. I don't think I told you. Let me check and see what size. I think it's 18 count, 16 count, 18 count, easy grid, 2/1 full cross. So that's kind of my jam. 2/1. Oh, this is a fun little project. I'm super excited. Not sure why I never finished this because I have all the pieces now, but we're going to. This is going to be another one of those non-focus pieces. These are the Santa series from Hands On Design. I have 4 left to go. What is that? Jingle All the Way. And then I have Dear Santa. Get it? D-E-E-R. Santa with the deer on there. This one is Naughty or Nice. I love him. I could see me doing this one a couple of times for different people. Love that one. And then, like, wouldn't it be fun if you did Naughty and Nice? Because you've got Naughty and Nice, and kind of like put in some of the kids' names. I might do that online and see who's being naughty and nice at the time and see where their names fall. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay. Anyway, the last one, Spread the Joy. So those are the 4 I have left to do. And of course, you guys know with each of these, there was a 9th Secret Santa. That's why they called it the Secret Santa series, because you got a strip of number 9. So when you put all these together, there's number 9. I don't know what number 9 is titled. Secret Santa, maybe. And so I do have number 9 yet to do. So I've gotten 4 done. I am stitching these on 32 count Vintage Tiffany Fabric Spice Stephanie. And so I've gotten 4 done. So and then I will finish these. I did buy the kit. I do have these little beads, the little beads for the end. I'm using all the called for colors, lots of Weeks Dye Works. So I wanted them to look just like they looked on the pictures. So my goal is to get all these done. I need to get these done. I have these charts to send to my friend, because I promised I would send them on to her when I got done. So I need to get them moving to her. So this one is one I just started again because I knew Bird of Paradise was coming to a close and that I was going to work hard to close it. And I had these little, I bought all the pieces from them, from Glendon Place. And so I knew I wanted to get the next one started. This one is Flowers of the Holy Night. I just started this here in December for the No New Starts. I just have a small 1 leaf, no big deal. I am stitching this on 28 count Antique White Jobelin from Widgelt, 2/2, using the Dinky Dyes Silky Floss. And this one in particular, with as much red as it is, I will be careful with potential bleeding of the red. So again, another Glendon Place. Love this one too. This is sorry, my nose is itchy. The Sunflower Mandala by Glendon Place. I think I started this in December too, end of November, December, somewhere around in there. I just got a good start on it. So these are not going to be focus pieces. I'm hoping to push them down the road a little bit, but that one, obviously, the Bird of Paradise is my first priority, not these. So, okay. This is one, I don't know if I've ever shown you guys this. As I was working through my stuff, I probably have. I decided that I wanted to add this on there just because I want to continue. I like it still. I enjoy stitching on it. It's different. And so it takes a little bit of time to get a little momentum going. But once you do, it seems to move pretty fast. And I have a lot of these. I love Rosewood Manor. I have a lot of these Quakery type pieces of different, different types. I have all of these. This is the first, there's a 4 series, spring, autumn, fall, and winter. This one, spring, autumn, fall, there's spring, autumn, summer, and winter. This one is autumn. It's the one I started with. This is all called for. I'm doing this on Picture This Plus doubloon, 28 count. It uses Valdani threads. And it's good. It's a lot of starting and stopping. And so, like I said, oh, there's a little thread there I need to pull out. I'm like, what is going on there? Apparently I need to work into the other side. A lot of stopping and starting because I don't want to carry on this. I'm afraid you might see it. So as a result of the starting and stopping, I have to be in the right mood to be able to work on that one. So, okay, this one I know you guys have never seen. This came out of the bottom of my drawers. You know how we all have those drawers of projects that we started and we maybe didn't progress. Or maybe you don't. Maybe I'm the only one. But I do have this. This one is Christmas Snow Friends banner. It's a Stony Creek collection. And I still would love to have that up. I am a snowman person. That's how I like to decorate at Christmas. Of course, I like Santa too, but I like snowmen, particularly here in my office. I do a lot of snowmen. And I just have a good start on it. I started this a couple years ago and I just stuck it away. So when I looked at it and really evaluated, did I want to put it on there? Is this something I want to get rid of? I decided, no, I really like it. It's not hard stitching. For whatever reason, something shiny came up and I stuck it away and it's time to bring it back out. So this is by far my oldest project and it is going to get some attention this year. This was probably one of those shiny objects that pulled my attention away, quite honestly, here in this bag. This is Winter Snowfall. I showed this a few times ago by Shannon Christine Designs. Love this. This comes in a multitude of colorways. You can get that on her website. And I love her stuff. It's blingy. And I like that. So I am doing, like in the picture, the teal. It kind of looks blue when I see it in the camera, but in life, they're tealy. Let me see if I can grab the colors out of here. I think I showed them last time, but for those of you who might not have seen that or don't want to go back, they're tealies. So, and I used, did I use? Is it in here? It is in here. I used Picture This Plus Sterling as my fabric. It has an undertone of teal to it. And I just thought putting those two on there with all of that white, it is just gonna pop. So I need to get many, many, many more stitches in there. It's a deceptively big piece. I don't know how many stitches, 208 by 245. So deceptively big. You feel like, oh yeah, I can knock that right out. And then you get into it and you're like, wow, okay. Well, my little 200 stitches, probably got 300 or so in there. It didn't get me very far. So, but like him, would love to have him done by Christmas next year so I could have him up. We'll see if he becomes a priority. So, okay. This is my other full coverage priority item. You guys have seen it a few times this year and I love it. And it stitches really fast. And again, number of stitches has dictated to me why I'm going to get these things done. So this, oh, let me show you this. This is mistletoe. So sorry, you would think I'd have it down since we're almost done. Mistletoe, the Broken Star Collection by Carolyn Manning Designs. Love this one. I'm doing this on 18 count mushroom, just something I had in my stash. So actually, he goes like this. Yeah, he goes like this. So sorry. I need to put a little up arrow. The reason I can tell is, see this little star here? That little white star looking thing? He's the middle. And I did upper right, upper left. So there you go. So this will be number 2. So first, full coverage focus piece will be pentatonic, then this one, then mini nutcracker. And that doesn't mean that's how I'm going to work on them. It just, in my mind, I give them a ranking order so that I make sure who gets priority when I'm feeling. And the way I am anticipating working on this is those that are full coverage focus pieces, I'm going to use the Full Coverage Fanatics Bookshelf Challenge on those. So every month they give you so many stitches that have to be done. You stitch the number of pages in the book. And so that's what I'm going to use. And those are going to be the focus pieces that get moved and worked on for that. This is a fun little project. Got 2 more, guys. We're almost there. This is a fun little project that I started with Becca over at Sambry Stitches this year. This is Thine is the Trick or the Treat. You guys know it, Prairie Moon, Thine is the Trick and the Treat. I am working this on Gladiolus by Fortnite Fabrics, 28 count. So it just uses black, and I love this. Actually, today is looking pretty darn good. And this reminds me of the creamsicle ice cream bars, you know, that are the orange and the white. That is what that fabric reminds me of. And it's looking pretty orangey, kind of right up in here is the right color. So super fun, excited. Gonna be great to get that one worked on additionally this year. So that's a fun project. And last but not least, another full coverage. Imagine that. I know if you guys are stressing out because I have all these full coverage, don't. I'm not stressing a bit. I love it. I enjoy working on them. I love having different ones to rotate to. It keeps me from losing my interest. When I was a monogamous stitcher, I would stitch for a while and then I would not stitch for a while. And I don't do that now that I have more than one project, or even more than 2 projects. I would still find needed for a break. With this many projects, there's always something I can stitch on. I've got different kinds, different quality. You know, if I get tired of full coverage, I'm going to go to one of those that's one color. You know, I'm going to go to this Thine is Trick and Treat. One color, it's black. I don't have to, just easy stitching. And then I can come back to something a little more challenging, like the Autumn Quaker that uses Valdani threads that are a little harder to thread, a little more starting and stopping. And then you keep your interest. So do not worry. I am not stressed. I'm excited about every one of these. Don't be stressed for me. So I just want to make sure everybody understands. Super excited. Love every one of my projects. This is Forest Spirit Santa by Charting Creations. This is artwork by Ruben McHugh. Sorry, it's hard for me to read backwards. I just think he's so sweet. I love Santas, and he just has that old world feel, and yet you've got all those tealy colors that are non-traditional Christmassy colors, which I don't normally gravitate to. So why this one, I don't know, but I love him, and he speaks to me. So I've worked on him a little bit. I started this back in July for Christmas in July. This is on 25 count easy grid. 1/1 full cross. So, and as you can see, I've got the little star. I mean, I've got just this, you know, a small star, little star up here, and then I'm starting to get some of the blue from some of the trees. So I'm not anywhere even near the Santa yet. So, but I would love to keep working on this and keep moving it closer to the Santa. So, okay, guys, that's it. 39 projects. That's a lot. Hopefully you remember which ones I'm going to focus on. If you don't worry. You're going to see a lot of them by the end of the year. So that's not a problem. I'm super excited to get going for next year. And I'm super excited to have my last finish in the next couple days. I am going to stitch it in there on the 31st. I'm not going to wait till the 1st and go back and look at the date or look at the temperature. I'm going to wait till about 8 o'clock when I know that the high temperature has already been reached, go figure out what it was, and then stitch it in. So you will definitely see another finish next week when, or next year when you join me for the first Flosstube of 2021. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate if you guys have hung in here to this point. Thank you so much. Sorry for all the starting and stopping. It's been a year. It's been great. I am thrilled that I started this channel. I am thrilled that I have gotten to know some of you well enough that we're you know, chatting back and forth, direct messaging each other. I love that. Continue. If you're one of those people, please don't. Please continue with that. I appreciate that. I love that. I look forward to getting the next messages from you. So everybody be safe. Have a happy new year. Be safe on New Year's Eve. And I will see you when you're stitching big things in 2021.